Hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games and today I want to give you my hands-on impressions of Super Mario Jamboree as I was able to play it at PAX West last Friday. But also I want to talk about this game as a whole because I haven't really talked about it too much on this channel. Mario Party isn't really something that I feel like garners a lot of hype necessarily in terms of like YouTube coverage, but I kind of wanted to talk about my impressions and also just my overall thoughts on everything we've seen of this game so far because the more we see of it, man, the more it just looks better and better. I think this has a real shot at being, if not the best Mario Party game, just one of the best Mario Party games we've ever had. Every time they show more, I get more excited because I'm like, wow, they're doing a lot of interesting things with these new modes, and they're adding some cool new characters, although we'll talk about the roster in a little bit. The gameplay time I had at PAX West, I was really impressed, and I had a lot of fun with those demos and those mini games there. So every time I see more of this game, every time I get my hands on with more of this game, my excitement level just goes up more and more because now that we are 3 Mario Parties in on the Switch, it feels like with each entry, Indie Cube, or now as we know them, Nintendo Cube. I didn't make a video about that, but they changed their name to Nintendo Cube. It feels like they've just kind of progressed more and more to making higher and higher quality games, and I feel like Jamboree is kind of like the ultimate Mario Party, if that makes sense. Like, we're finally getting to that point where, like, Super Mario Party was like a course correction, right? After the 3DS games and after Mario Party 9 and 10. Then Mario Party Superstars was essentially a remake of sorts where, you know, it was all old boards and old mini games. Now we're getting the best of everything where it's, you know, new boards, but also a couple old boards, and then mostly new mini games, but also there are some old mini games. It feels like the ultimate Mario Party experience, and I'm just very excited for it. But getting into my impressions of the demo itself, there were 6 mini games we played, and what's interesting is Mario Party Jamboree has these daily selections, basically, where you do a group of 3 mini games, and these are going to be changing every day, supposedly. That's what the Nintendo rep told me, which is pretty cool. I'm sure that information's out there. I haven't looked too much at, like, the website and all that, but it was minigame munchies as well as master strategists. So the first 3 were all food themed, and then the second set of 3 were all, like, strategy themed here. I was playing as Ninja. I believe my friend Abram was playing as Mario. I was playing with Arlo in this footage. He was Pauline. And then I believe it was Felix from Nintendo Life was Peach, or maybe I got those last 2 mixed up. But either way, that was the group. Those were the 4 that I was playing with. And right off the bat, you know, playing as Ninja, pretty cool. I got that new character kind of biased towards me. That's what the rep was joking about here, where I think most of these mini games, it was either Ninja or Pauline that actually won. But this first mini game here is kind of a steak cutting balance mini game where you basically need to have the most perfect cut possible to have the most even cut, which is interesting. At first I was like, oh, that's gonna be really easy, but there's actually like some weird shapes to these steaks, so you kind of have to like really kind of angle it and figure out the exact perfect cut to get the best kind of weight distribution. And also I must say, man, watching this footage back, that steak looks fire. I would eat that right now. But yeah, I like this focus on food mini games. It's just kind of an interesting thing that they're doing here. But yeah, you kind of just, I believe you use the trigger buttons to kind of angle your cut here. Me and Abram, of course, going for that cut right there. I think that was not the best cut, but it's 3 rounds. This one, I enjoy this one. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic, but I kind of just involves some, like, you know, coordination with your teammate and also just figuring out and visualizing what the best place to cut would be. Watching it back once again, I think Arlo and Felix did better than me and Abram in this one. Let's look at the results here. So yeah, okay, so 52-48, they got that one. Next one was 51-49. Okay, so we got the second one. I forget what round 3 was. I can't remember. Did we win this? Oh, it was a draw at the end. Yeah, we had the exact same cut almost, or at least the exact same distribution. So that one ended up being a draw, and we all ended up getting stars. And just looking at the animations, like this game has really nice animations and just high quality renders. I was watching the new trailer they put up on Twitter on Nintendo of Europe's Twitter accounts. I guess it wasn't really a trailer; it was just kind of like a 40-second gameplay snippet. But there was one mini game. I'll put it up on screen now. I can't remember what it was exactly, but graphically, I think this might be one of the best looking Switch games. Like, I was shocked by how good this game actually looks. Like, Indie Cube or Nintendo Cube as we know them now, I feel like people don't give them the credit they deserve, and maybe that's because of, you know, the lackluster Mario Parties we've had over the years, but as they've gone with each Mario Party game on Switch, the games just progressively look better and better. Nintendo, I guess, keeps giving them more budget, more time to make these things just look super polished, and I really do think this might be one of the best looking Mario Party games on the Switch. This next mini game was Cookie Cutters, so kind of a pretty simple concept. It was 1v3, I was the 1, they were the 3. Basically, you have to spam the face buttons on your controller as fast as possible to kind of match the shape on this sheet of cookie dough, right? So they each have 1 button, whereas I had all 3, and I was like locked in on this. I unfortunately, I'll spoiler alert here, I unfortunately do not win, but I was like locked in. I had my like I had like the claw grip on my controller so I could press the buttons as fast as possible. This one's really fun. It's just kind of a memory thing. You got to memorize, okay, I'm thinking like it's the Y button is the mushroom, the star is the X button, and the A button is the square. But as you can see, I just start going like sicko mode here, going as fast as possible. But unfortunately, I made a few mistakes here pretty early on and wasn't able to bring it home, sadly. The rest of the boys got the win over on me, but this one was pretty fun. I like this a lot. And then finally, this last one, I can't quite remember the name of it, but it is pretty simple. We've seen stuff like this in other Mario Party games. There's basically just these falling sandwiches that you have to avoid, and you can kind of jump on your opponents to kind of mix them up a little bit, mess them up, slow them down. This one I was having trouble with. This is my least favorite of the 3 so far, because... And I think Abram said the same thing. It kind of like some depth perception issues. Like, actually, like, it was a little hard to tell sometimes where exactly the sandwiches were falling. Maybe that's a skill issue. Maybe that's a Dandori issue, right? But this one's fine. It's just one of the... We've seen this in so many different games and so many different Mario parties, I feel like. So, it's fine. I like it for what it is, but it's nothing special, I would say. Although, once again, those sandwiches, looking pretty good. But yeah, here's that Pauline victory animation. I know some people want to see that. Looking all fine and dandy there. Very nice animation. Glad she's in the game. All right, now for these strategy games. Unfortunately, my camera angle got very messed up here. It was kind of hard to fit my tripod with all 4 people plus the Nintendo rep, and he was in the way, so I was like, okay, I'm going to move it a little bit. So unfortunately, the camera angle got a lot worse. I apologize for that. I'll kind of crop it and see what I can do here, but this is the first of the 3 strategy games. I like this one a lot. So basically, it's this turntable, and it's a 2v2, so you kind of have to like fake out your opponents and figure out if they're going to jump on the button or not to make sure you actually end up getting coins, and or you can go the other way and try to make sure that the enemies or the other 2 opponents on the other side actually end up getting a bomb, which will make them lose coins. Just a pretty nice kind of mind games kind of game, right? I enjoyed this one. So if all 4 jump on the button, right, it's going to move 4 times. If only 2 people jump on it, it's going to move twice. So you're kind of just trying to fake out the opponents and figure out the timing, jump on last second kind of thing to kind of fake them out. I enjoy this one quite a bit. I think this is... I'm trying to think of the other strategy ones as we'll get to, but I think this was maybe my favorite of the 3, actually. I really enjoyed this one. Okay, yeah, I definitely think the turntable was my favorite of the 3 strategy games, because next up, another 1v3, I was the one as Ninja here in the Bullet Bill. Basically, you have, I think, 3 rounds, or no, actually 5 rounds to hit the opponents as you come down the screen as the Bullet Bill. Really easy. Maybe, Abram, Felix, and Arlo just aren't good at Mario Party. Maybe they just aren't good, and I'm just too goated at Mario Party, but I don't know, man. This was, like, way too easy, especially for 5 rounds. I thought it was going to be, like, a 3-round thing, maybe even a 2-round thing, but having all 5 rounds to be able to hit them just felt way too unbalanced in the one's favor, in this case, the Bullet Bill's favor. So it's a simple minigame, you're just barreling down towards the screen. It's fine for what it is, but it did feel like I had an unfair advantage, because 5 rounds is just... That's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But there we have the victory animation for Ninja. I think that might be the closest we've ever been to Ninja in a game. I guess maybe in Super Rush or something, right? But yeah, very, very nice close-up of Ninja there, which I'm very happy Ninja's in the game. I think Ninja is an awesome character, awesome enemy type, and I'm glad that he's been getting more appearances in Mario games recently. And then the final strategy game here was another one that, like, I don't know, man, it's fine, but at the end of the day, it kind of just ended up being luck-based. So basically, there's 4 pathways you can choose from, but if you and one other person chooses the same path, you won't progress at all. So basically, you want to pick one that no one else will choose, and that's how you get to the other side, and that's how you win. It starts out kind of fun, and this one actually went for quite a while because we kept picking the same things over and over. I think I ended up winning this one as well, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a mind games kind of thing. But I think Arlo said it, like, at a certain point, you're kind of just spamming the buttons and just, praying to dear God that no one else is going to pick it. Because, like, realistically, there's no actual strategy here. Because some of the pieces you can't even use. Like, so if you're, like, on the far right or something and you get a piece that is, like, on the far left, you can't even use that. So, like, there will be times where there's only really 2 pieces at play. So there's a 50-50 shot that, the other person's going to pick it, right? So it's fine. It's fine for what it is. But I really wouldn't say it's one of the better mini games in this game. And like I said, it kind of went on for a while. Like, we were just taking our time getting through this lava pathway here. Because, yeah, I mean, even I think... I can't remember who was who on the bottom there, Pauline and Peach, but I remember Peach just ended up being, like, way behind for a while. Same with Mario up there. I think that was Abram. So, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's a fine minigame, but there's not as much strategy involved with this one as you would think. I think out of the 3 strategy games, the turntable one was definitely my favorite. But unfortunately, that was all the time I had with the demo. So those 6 mini games, the food games were definitely, I think, overall better, more fun. Although I did really like that turntable game, and the other two were fine, like the bullet bill one and the lava pit one. Those were fine mini games. But those the steak cutting one I thought was really fun. The cooking cutting one was fun, and the sandwich rolling one was kind of whatever. But pretty standard, I guess, what you would expect for a Mario Party game to have. Just solid Mario Party games. That's why I haven't really done many videos on Jamboree up to this point, because as much as I love Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, it's hard to get like excited, I feel like, for a Mario Party game usually. This is definitely the most excited I've ever been for one at this point, after playing it and seeing all these previews come out and seeing all this, information on the website and stuff. But like, it's just Mario Party. Like, it's hard to like get excited for more Mario Party, even though you're gonna have a fantastic time with it. And I know I'll be playing Jamboree for probably the next 2 or 3 years off and on, with friends and family. So like, I don't know. It's a weird thing to get excited for, because there's so many Mario Parties and they're pretty consistently good. Although I guess it's not necessarily true, because for a while there they weren't good. So I'm just very happy that Nintendo Cube has managed to get them back to this point of just like, yeah, this is going to be good. And I really do believe that Jamboree could be the best Mario Party. I mean, everything we are seeing now that we've had these PAX West demos and we're seeing more kind of footage just trickle out, this is shaping up to be something very special in my opinion. The only downside, I would say this, I referenced it at the beginning, the character roster's whatever. I'm not sure exactly how many new characters there are. I think, is it just Pauline and Nenji? Like, it's not a robust cast of characters, we'll say. And I would love if in future Mario Parties we get, I'm not going to say, oh, I want, Kirby or Samus in Mario Party. I think that's silly. But, like, there's so many Mario Universe characters that could be represented. Why? And this goes for Mario Kart as well, but, like, why isn't EGAD in anything? Honestly, on the Luigi's Mansion train, you could even get like Polterpup in there or something, or even just like a ghost from Luigi's Mansion would be cool. But then you also have Mario Wonder characters, and you also have Mario Odyssey characters, and just, I don't know, it feels like, is it hard to add more characters to Mario Party? Like, I feel like out of every Nintendo game that has like a big roster, Mario Party should be like the easiest thing to just add a bunch of characters to, right? Because it's all cosmetic, basically, right? There's never like an advantage for playing as Pauline. I don't know. So I would love to see a future Mario Party where there's just 50 characters, right? Like, that would be perfect. But for now, I guess we kind of have to deal with this pretty small roster overall, all things considered. But hopefully in a future entry we get more. But either way, very much enjoyed my hands-on time with this game. Very excited for the full release later next month. I think it's coming out, October 17th. So I'll be doing some videos on it then when it releases. And I must say, I'm also especially excited for that Koopathlon mode, where it's this 20-player online kind of sprint with against other players, just doing mini games over and over. I believe that's basically the premise. Mario Party being online, I think, is one of the best things to happen to it in this entire generation, honestly, because Super Mario Party launched, there was like a couple things you could play online, but it wasn't the full board game. Then they added that later on, like right before Superstars got announced, I believe, right? And then Superstars, of course, had full online, but now we're going even further where there's this entire online focus mode, which I'm really, really excited for, because a lot of Nintendo games secretly have like really good online. Like, I don't see anybody talking about Mario Wonder anymore, but I think Mario Wonder has fantastic online connectivity, and like just kind of like how they set it up in that game. So I'm really excited for the Koopathlon mode, and even these daily challenges, or these daily like sets of 3 mini games you do for a leaderboard or whatever, right? Like, that's the kind of thing that will keep me coming back day after day, which I think will be really fun and really exciting. So that is going to do it for today's video. Those are my impressions of Super Mario Party Jamboree, and also just kind of my thoughts on everything we've seen up to this point of this game. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you were at PAX West, what did you think of the demo? And also, if you haven't been at PAX West, what do you think of all the footage coming out? It seems like there's just a lot of excitement for this game, and that, I think, goes for all 3 of Nintendo's releases for the rest of the year. Zelda, Mario Party, Mario and Luigi. It just feels like it's all positivity, which is always a great thing to see. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch reviews and news, discussions, all of that fun stuff. Follow my other channel at It's Amiibo. Check me out on Twitter at BoTalksGames. And until next time, folks, peace.